Hello, I'm Alexander and I'll be your interviewer for today. Today I'll be interviewing President Teshima, where hopefully we'll uncover the lesser known side of her personality and have more questions for her about her insights and thoughts on her business and the future of it. So let's talk a little more about your kind of experience overseas and some of the challenges that you've had. I guess one of the good starting points to talk about this is your time in Boston, right? When you first traveled there and stayed there for the first time, what were some of the immediate culture shocks and challenges that you faced?
Because I couldn't speak English that much, and I just studied English literature when I was a junior college in Japan. But I was good at it. So that's why I thought I can speak that in the United States easily. However, what I learned in college and what they speak is so different. So that's why I couldn't even buy bottle of water.
Right.
So, oh my God, and then since then, I try to study the pronunciation as much as possible. Otherwise, what I read and then what I speak, what I hear is so different. So that's why, I focus on listening and speaking and reading when I'm 20s, I would say.
Sure.
Yes.
What do you think, when trying to not just pick up the language, but just kind of communicate in general? What were some of the key experiences that you had which really kind of helped you develop that communication?
Oh, that's a good question. Because even though you can speak English, but if you don't have the content to speak, so what's going to speak about, right?
Right.
So the important things you have to have the contents in your mind, and in a daily life, and maybe in a work situation, and you have to have a contents, and then you want to have a sentences you want to say. So sometimes if I don't have nothing, I listen to the music, let's say Bohemian Rhapsody,
right.
And then I read the lyrics in depth. And then I try to understand what he wanna say by this. But if there is a lot of information out there, you can just look it up and then you can learn. But the important things you really understand. But to understand, you need a lot of information, and then you have to analyze, and then you have to put in my way to understand.
I see. Yeah. When living overseas. What were some of the bigger differences, or I guess the cultural points that immediately kind of had an impact on your view of, I guess, the world and the differences between Boston, but also the world and Japan? What were some of the immediate things you noticed?
At the time, long time ago, when I was in a university in Boston, my point in my life is to just achieve the goal, learning English and then get the high score, something like that. But recently I changed. Of course, as you grow, your mind is changing, right? So it's not like that. To get point and to achieve your goal, it's very important. However, I, more focus on a processes, and then the processes, their processes, not only my process, their processes. And looking at them and then giving them the feedback. And then because, I'm that position of giving them the feedback. So giving the feedback is kind of difficult, right? And very important. So that's why I want to, accumulate my skill. I want to build and improve my skill. That's what I'm working on right now.
Oh, I see. And I think that's a very interesting point because especially in your current position, giving feedback is, I imagine, quite a common thing that you have to do.
Yes.
Right? When it comes to someone in your position, communicating that feedback and getting that buy-in, and we talked a little about transparency before.
Yes.
What approach do you feel is best when delivering that feedback to the people that you're talking to?
my staff is very smart. So they don't need my feedback that much, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but we install a lot of communication tool, not only the oral communication like this, but we installed a lot of IT system like a Slack and email and groupware, and then they can use whatever the tool they want. But important things like we communicate even the small things. So maybe that people were amazed, like our daily communication, me between and then our staff. I have like a tons of a channel of the Slacks, and then I communicate with each person like every single day, every minute. Yeah, but that communication, like a frequency, and building our team, that team strongest, I think.
That's interesting, and I think there's a general idea about how a CEO should communicate with their executives and with their staff. Is there any way that you communicate that you feel is perhaps like different or like irregular to what people might imagine the way that a CEO normally communicates?
No communication?
As in, like, perhaps something that people might be surprised about if they found out the way that you communicated.
Maybe, yes, because the people say, like, me as a CEO and then staff, it's very close.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, usually larger company never talk with the CEO, right? But we are a small company, so that's why I focus on like a more close relationship with staff, because I'm building an organization right now.
Right.
But by communicating through the IT tool, it's gonna like make the team give more like a well understanding about the transparency of the CEO of the company. So that's why doing so, like I can build the trust from like a staff. Because we have to each other understanding what they are thinking and then what I'm thinking, and then how it's only communication is the way to achieve the goal.
I see.
Yeah.
I think a lot of CEOs or even kind of seniors and managers, supervisors sometimes have trouble balancing the kind of authority with that kind of closeness and that rapport. Do you find that a challenge to kind of balance being kind of the CEO and being the friend, or do you feel it's something that comes naturally to you?
Yeah, I don't think so, because I'm like this all the time.
Right.
All the time. So, people don't know about me. Maybe, they scare me or they think I'm scared of people. So that creates the bad rumor. Because they just keep a misunderstanding about me. But I'm always like this. I'm open, I'm very direct, black and white. And that's my characteristic. If they understand, the staff is understanding I'm like this. So that's why, they don't no hesitation like asking me the question, because I'm saying that if you have any question, ask me. So ask me. That's it.
Right. Then transparency, being open.
Yes, and sometimes the people have the barrier or biases. So that's why, do I have to ask Yukiko? Oh, she's going to yell at me? No. No, ask me.
Right.
That's it.